everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Irene. I hope you're all doing amazingly. So today's video is going to be gift ideas for sewists, for the sewists in your lives, or for your own Santa's list, since Christmas is only 1 month away. And I hope you like these ideas. Let's go. So my first idea is one of my favorites, which is fabrics. I really love unwrapping and receiving fabrics when I order them for myself or when I receive them as gifts. So I know that especially if you're not sewist, it can be tricky to choose fabrics and know which ones to get. I would go for a mid-weight cotton or linen, because cotton or linen, they are the easiest ones to sew even for beginners, and me, I'm now like sort of intermediate, I would say, and I still prefer to use those because this kind of like viscose and stuff, they're just too slippery and problematic. So I would go for that, and you could always go to a shop and ask for help as well. And when it comes to the amount, I would go for about at least 2 meters, so that if it's a sewist that likes to make clothes with these fabrics, they can have enough to make at least a blouse, because less than that, it's a little bit tricky to figure out what to make with it. And when it comes to the color, if you don't know the person's choice or preference, I would go for a neutral color, or if you know their favorite colors and patterns, definitely go for that, or you might try asking them as well. So the next idea is sewing patterns. Sewing patterns can come in a multitude, so many different designs, and some people will prefer vintage patterns, some people will prefer modern patterns. So you should kind of know the taste of the person and make sure you choose the correct size. And if you would like to match your pattern to your fabric amount wise, you should always check behind the pattern. It's gonna be written there. You can find so many beautiful easy to make patterns, or even some more complicated ones depending on the skill level of the person you're gifting to. When it comes to sewing patterns, I actually made a lot of different videos on my channel. I will link them all below so that you can look at all the options you have. I already made a video called Where I Buy My Sewing Patterns and Fabrics, which I will link up here and down below in the description. You can check it out after you finish watching this video. The next idea is threads. We all need more threads. I personally always run out of threads, and I like to match perfectly all the threads to my fabric, so I buy them at the same time usually. So I don't usually buy sets, but when I do buy sort of random colors, I use them for my mock-ups or some projects where it's not gonna be showing from the outside. I also have a set of extra fine thread that I used to do invisible stitches. It works way better than your classic sewing machine thread. I think that what you can do is you could either buy a set of different ones that already come together in a box, or you could choose different colors according to what you think your friend or the person you're buying for likes. And if in doubt, I would go for a bit more neutral colors. White thread and black thread, these two are always necessary, always running out. The next idea is one that I think is a very nice gift, but also incredibly useful. It's pressing cushions. What they do is they allow you to, for example, if you've sewn a bust dart, so it's a triangle and it's a sort of a round shape, it allows you to place your garment on top of this curved cushion so that you can press it really well. And it's incredibly useful, because if you guys are sewists, you will know that every time you sew a seam or a dart, you need to stop and press it, and it makes a huge difference in the quality and the look of your garments. Even when I go on vacation, if I'm taking my sewing machine with me, I'm absolutely taking my sewing ham, because I cannot sew without it. I don't know what to do. I even need it more than my sewing table, because I can at least put it on another table and press over it, but without the pressing cushion, I'm over. I can't sew. Next is, of course, beautiful, useful books about sewing and sewing techniques, things like that. My favorites are vintage ones. I like vintage knitting books, for example. It's not sewing, but still. There are also some like haute couture techniques and books like that, or pattern drafting. I also really like, there's a book called, there are actually a series of books called Haslam dress cutting instructions, sort of. It's to help you draft and pick and choose different styles of garments to make them. These are vintage garments, and it also teaches you how to draft patterns, which is really, really cool. I actually saw them on PDF version on Etsy, but you can also find the actual books on eBay or, you know, vintage shops, bookshops and stuff. I will link down below some ideas for sewing books that I think are good and really original in the description box below. The next ideas are a little bit more on the affordable side. Those are small things like tape measure and pins or unpickers, things that we always need and always lose, or need maybe a few of them around the room, so that you don't need to go back and you forgot your little pins, so you have to, you know. For example, I really like original cute shaped pin cushions or magnetic ones that allow it not to fall down. I have one magnetic pin holder now, which is incredibly useful, but I have so many pins that it's completely full and it's just not serving its purpose because I have only one and everything is falling since it's so full, because I make like 50s dresses with like 5 meters of fabric, and so I need so many pins. And also when it comes to pins, if you want your gift to still be a little bit fancy, you could go for glass head pins and different sizes of pins that are really long ones or shorter, smaller versions, and make a little pack of a gift pack for a sewist. That would be really nice. And pin cushions come in all kinds of different styles, little cushion versions and magnetic ones, but the cushion ones come in different cute shapes as well. And these kind of small things really work. I think unpickers are also really great because it's something we use all the time. We need maybe a few of them around the house if you're sewing in different areas of the house, and they also lose their sharpness after a while, so it's always great to have a backup. So another thing that is really cute that you could gift your sewist person is a tape measure. I always need more tape measures. I don't know how many I've gone through. I have a pet bird called Lilo, and Lilo loves chewing my tape measures. My latest salvation was a little bear-shaped one. You have to press the nose and it goes back in so that she can't reach the tape part, which she loves to chew. And so there are so many cute different designs you can choose from. There are some minimalist ones with like pastel colors, or animal ones, depending on the person's choice and taste, of course. And I think it's a little cute, useful gift idea as well. The next idea is small embroidery scissors, and choose ones that are sharp and useful. Those are so important. You need at least two, in my opinion, because I have one that cuts really well but isn't really sharp on the tip, which I think is necessary when you're trying to open, for example, buttonholes, or like you need to push it through. So I have another one with a tip that is super sharp but that doesn't cut so well anymore, and they come with some gorgeous, beautiful styles. Usually you can find beautiful ones with vintage styles or some minimalist ones. There are so many options. I will link some of them down below, but I think it's a very beautiful and useful gift that comes in a lot of personalization options. Another really great gift idea is something I bought myself last year. It's this beautiful drawer thing from IKEA. I think it's called Mope, and it's incredibly useful because before I used to have a lot of sewing stuff everywhere and it would take a lot of space, and now I somehow just put everything in this, and apart from my fabrics, all of my sewing stuff is in here. It just fits everything and it's very organized. Here I can put my big shears and scissors and rulers, and I can put bias tapes and ribbons, little needles and pins. All of them are in there and I still have a lot of place in it. It's incredibly useful for sewists. I know a lot of people use that for makeup, but I think it's meant for sewists. I saw IKEA has another box which is more of a classic sewist box type, but I actually checked both of them and this one seems way more practical, and you can put it on your desk like this and everything is at reach. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and got some ideas out of it. Let me know in the comments down below which ones are Christmas gifts you would like to receive yourselves as sewists, and what gifts are you going to gift other sewists. I would love to know and get some ideas. See you in the next video. Bye.